even a few years back tak, if you said you're a homemaker, people just thought, oh, acha, kya karte ho pura din ghar pe? But, you know, for people to understand that even being a homemaker can be a choice.
Welcome, Supermoms. I'm Avani, your show host, and we have with us today a Supermom who's joining us from New Jersey. Welcoming Khyati Rajput. Lovely to have you, Khyati.
Thank you, Avni. It's lovely to be here. You've done great shows. I've seen a lot of your other chats, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Khyati. You did modeling back in India for some time. How did you get into that? How was that experience like?
एक्सपीरियंस तो बहुत अच्छा था एक्चुअली हमारे लाइक स्कूल में वन ऑफ द मॉडल कोऑर्डिनेटर्स उनकी बेटी भी पढ़ती थी और वो आंटी जब मुझे देखती वो बोलती बेटा मॉडलिंग करेगी करेगी एंड आई यूज्ड टू जस्ट ब्रश इट ऑफ कि नहीं बट फिर एक बार उन्होंने मेरी मम्मी से भी बात करी एंड ऐसे ही कैजुअली हम घर पे बात कर रहे थे दैट आंटी इतनी बार पूछ रही हैं इट्स लाइक ट्रिकी अब उनको कैसे मना करूं तो पापा ने ऐसे ही बोला कि ठीक है ट्राई करना है तो कर ले एंड आई वाज लाइक वेट रियली
And you were in the school at the time?
Yeah, I was in 11th grade though.
All right.
Then I just first जो मैंने in fact assignment भी किया था was for charity. And उसके बाद भी like Papa said कि whatever you get out of it तू वापस Spastic Society को दे दे if that's what makes you happy. So I was like, okay, that's not bad. I will learn some and just be able to give back more. So
yeah. So that's how you got into it?
Yeah.
How was that experience like, Khyati? Not everybody gets this kind of opportunity. This is a different field that you get in. Some experiences that you've had, some learnings that you've had working as a model.
No, definitely. Also, तब modeling का जो environment था अब से बहुत different था. अभी I think things are so much better. But उस time पे एक तो even just getting into modeling also a lot of times was a taboo for many people. It was like modeling कर रहे हो क्यों? But नहीं, I mean, see, there are all kinds of people. हर तरह के लोग हैं. But I think अगर आप अपने principles पे stick करना चाहो, then you can still do that. Because notion होता था कि अगर model है तो must be like into drinking and drugs and all that. But नहीं जरूरी नहीं है ऐसा. I mean, अगर आपको पता है कि आपकी boundaries क्या हैं, then yeah, you can. But experience otherwise was beautiful. बहुत ही सीखने को मिला because आप you're in such a protected environment, घर पे families हैं, and then suddenly you're in this world like जहाँ पे everything just feels like so glamorous and there's like this whole hype about everything. But yeah, it was a good experience. It was बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला. And सबसे important जो मेरे लिए learning थी कि कितने भी distractions आए अगर आप अपने principles पे रहना चाहो वो possible है. I think I learned that determination from there that you can have the best of both worlds.
That's lovely. Khyati, a lot of people talk about, जब हम modeling की बात करते हैं, glamorous field में आप होते हो, different kind of exposure you go through. उस time पर grounded रहना वो सबसे मुश्किल काम होता है. How did you manage to do that?
I think family. Because no matter what big assignment आप करके आओ, जब आप घर आओ, and you're still treated like the same bacha that you are, or ye karna hai, wo kaam karna hai. I think it kind of just grounds you and reminds you that this is the reality. That is like a just temporary bubble that you go into sometimes. So yeah, I think family was that for me.
That's lovely. I think जिस तरीके की चीजें आपने बचपन से करी हुई थी, giving back to the society, I think that might also have helped you to stay grounded and it just, I think it just gives you a different personality in itself कि आप जिस तरीके से देखते हैं दुनिया को, जिस तरीके से लोगों की तरफ देखते हैं, वो नजरिया थोड़ा बदल जाता है. So I think that might also be one of the things that might have helped you.
100% I agree, because आप एक तरफ you're working with these big stars और आप another day you're sitting in between people who come from like a really difficult place in life. आप उनको खाना सर्व कर रहे हो, उनके साथ वहां पे बैठ के खा रहे हो. So I think वो लाइफ का एक बहुत humbling experience होता है, and also it reminds you of the privileges that you have, and it kind
Mm-hmm.
of tells you not to take those things for granted. So I think yes, like you said, वो एक factor जो था, that grounding factor, I think kind of helped keep sane.
How were your childhood years like?
So India में I grew up चेन्नई में. I'm a Gujarati, but मम्मी पापा पहले से चेन्नई में थे, तो that's where my childhood was. Schooling वगैरह सब वहीं पे हुई. Even through being in school वहाँ, even in Chennai, giving back to the community was very integral for us, because हमारे लिए कोई भी बर्थडे होता, कुछ भी ओकेजन होता, सुबह का सबसे पहला routine was for any special celebration, whether it was Diwali or anything, was we'd go to the gaushala there, the cow shed. पहले उनको feed
Mm-hmm.
करते, फिर old age home जाना होता, या we'd go to an orphanage, feed people there, and then शाम को जो भी celebration है, that is different. So वो I think somewhere in the DNA it was passed on from my grandparents, parents, and so yeah. So I also volunteer. I used to volunteer with the Spastic Society in Chennai as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Is that something that इसी चीज को आपने यहाँ पर भी continue किया है? You do a lot of volunteering work over here in the US too.
I
Do
think
you
that
think
is
it
one
comes
thing.
from there?
It does, definitely. I think जो आपकी childhood की एक upbringing की value system build हो जाता है, right? That never goes
जी.
away. So अभी ways are different. यहाँ पे आके it took a while to gain momentum, meet few people, meet the kind of people जो एक फिर वैसी एक family बन गई gratitude की, where
Mm-hmm.
giving back was important for everyone. So फिर वो journey यहाँ पे भी शुरू हो गई, and it's been very very fulfilling. I
That's
think that is
lovely.
something जो मुझे बहुत खुशी देता है. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. बिल्कुल, आपको तो खुशी देता ही है, आप दूसरों को बहुत खुशी दे रहे हैं जो आप काम कर रहे हैं सोसाइटी के लिए, उसके लिए, because when you're giving back, there's a lot that you yourself, you're giving a part of yourself to the community, and that means a lot. You're making a lot of difference in people's lives. So thank you for doing that, Khyati.
Yeah, as you said, it's give and take, right? The amount of love and compassion you also get back is priceless. So yeah.
आप इंडिया से यूएस कब आए, ख्याति, एंड व्हाट मेड यू मूव फ्रॉम इंडिया टू यूएस?
अच्छा, so ये थोड़ी लंबी कहानी है. इंडिया से हम pretty much 2002 से बाहर हैं, बट यूएस आए हमें अब 8 साल हो जाएंगे. बट हम आई थिंक ये हमारा 11वां स्टॉप था यूएस. हम सिंगापुर,
ओह.
मलेशिया, लंदन, कनाडा, बहुत सारी जगहें घूम के फिर इधर आए हैं. सो मूविंग हैज बीन द ओनली कांस्टेंट हमारी लाइफ में.
Well, that's lovely. That only means that you've got an amazing exposure of different cultures, different countries, different lifestyles. How
बिल्कुल,
was
इट्स अ
it
ब्लेसिंग.
like, moving to so many countries and then coming back to US?
Well, initially, of course, challenges थे, but सबको भी लगता था कि यार क्या कर रहे हो आप लोग, हर साल मूव हो रहे हो, and especially after we had our son, it was like everybody thought अब तो ये लोग settle हो जाएंगे, but
Mm-hmm.
the moves never stopped. But I think वो सबसे enriching experience था for all of us, because कहीं पे भी रह के उस culture को जानना is very different from just going like for a few days. So
True.
I think that has been actually the biggest blessing, I would say.
That's lovely. तो आपकी क्या learnings रही, ख्याति? इतनी सारी जगहों पर इतना exposure आपको मिला है. Something which is common in between all the experiences and exposures that you've had.
Humanity, kindness, compassion. हर कल्चर के तरीके थोड़े अलग हो सकते हैं, फेस्टिविटीज अलग हैं, द न्यूएंसेस आर डिफरेंट, बट एंड ऑफ द डे हर चीज कम्स डाउन टू a community, a sense of like feeling part of being in a group, sense of giving. वो हमने आई थिंक अक्रॉस द कंट्रीज देखा है, दैट इवन हर फेस्टिवल में कहीं ना कहीं कोई भी सिचुएशन हो, गिविंग एंड दैट सेंस ऑफ कम्युनिटी बहुत ही इंटेग्रल पार्ट है. सो आई थिंक मेरे लिए वो सबसे बाइंडिंग फैक्टर था. इज आप कहीं भी जाओ आपको अच्छे लोग मिल जाएंगे, राइट? सो या
यूजुअली लोग ये बात करते हैं जब वो एक कंट्री से दूसरी कंट्री मूव होते हैं, that move itself is a big deal. You know, they are trying to adjust to the new environment. In your case, you've been to so many countries, and as you said, every year you were moving to a different country. उस टाइम पर आपका इमोशनल स्टेट कैसे रहता था? किस तरीके से आप एडजस्ट कर पाते थे उस चेंज को? एंड यू नो, सच फ्रीक्वेंट चेंजेस.
See, I think सबसे ज़्यादा क्या important था was we knew that with every move we were progressing, things were getting better. एंड ये था कि तब तो इट वाज लाइक चलो एक नई कंट्री देखने को मिलेगी, नई कंट्री घूमने को मिलेगी, we'll experience new culture, learn about the place. And actually it has been like that. It was like, I call it, I've had an extended vacation all life. Like, you know, हर साल you're moving, then you're exploring उस country को. And I think even for my son, although yes, educationally, बच्चों के लिए मुश्किल होता है, I understand. But I think that is what has also shaped his personality, Abhi, the adaptability, the kind of compassion he has for people also, I think came from the fact that उसने वो देखा है that आप जब भी किसी difficult situation में होते हो, it takes effort. It takes, you know, people coming up, taking the first step and extending a hand of friendship to him in a new school, in a new society. So I think he also had that feeling of, वो जब भी देखता है अभी कि okay, someone is feeling a little aloof or left out, he will take that first step because he's been in that situation. So I think, yeah, हर चीज में, if you want to see the bright side of it, you'll find a lot of things.
That's lovely. I love the positivity that you have, Khyati. What would you like to say or give a message to all the homemakers?
आई थिंक अभी आप होम मेकर्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मेरे लिए उसमें है सेल्फ वर्थ. अगर आप अपनी रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, इफ यू आर वेरी हैप्पी विथ व्हाट यू आर एंड हु यू आर, आई थिंक एवरीथिंग एल्स बिकम्स इजी टू मैनेज. जैसे इवन जब मैं एंटरप्रेन्योर थी, जब मैं अपना स्टूडियो चला रही थी इंडियन क्लोथिंग एंड एक्सेसरीज का, जब भी कोई पूछता कि आप क्या करते हो, मैं पहले आई वुड से आई एम अ होम मेकर and yes, I'm an entrepreneur as well. And people be like, oh, why did you not say that before? I said, no, because homemaker is my true happiness. That's my happy space. I'm very happy to do that. Like, I enjoy doing that. And दूसरे जो मेरे passions हैं उनके लिए मैं time निकालती हूँ. Whether it's writing, I write a blog. I enjoy fusion cooking, dancing, dance choreographs करती हूँ. But वो सब मेरे लिए passion है. And I think because of the family support, whether it's my husband, my son, they respect me for the person I am. They respect my choices. And it was always like, whenever you want to do something, you do it. But you don't have to, or you don't not have to. Because itna pressure hai society ka, right? Things have changed a lot now, but even a few years back, if you said you're a homemaker, people just thought, oh, acha, you know, kya karte ho pura din ghar pe? But you know, for people to understand that even being a homemaker can be a choice, and a choice that everyone should respect, because it takes a lot sometimes to, just in my case, because hum log itna move kar rahe the, right? So I knew that Santosh's job, like Santosh is my husband, required moving, and it was my choice to be there available for our son. And for that I said I didn't want to do a full-time job. Wherever I got opportunities to volunteer or do some, you know, follow my passion, I did that at the first chance that I could. But my priority then was that one person I wanted that should be available, and I made that choice. That did not mean that I was any less smarter or less intelligent than my husband. It was just my choice.
That's true.
Right?
Beautifully
so I think
said, Khyati.
if people just understand that, and I'd really request women to also understand that you have to value yourself. When you start doing that, trust me, everybody's outlooks change. It takes a while sometimes maybe, but it does change.
Absolutely. Very well said, Khyati. You really brought up a very good point of self-worth, and it's a choice. It's a choice that you're making, and you should be proud of that. what would be your message for the mothers, Khyati?
See, I think as mothers, we are givers, right? और बहुत बार ऐसा होता है देन हम सोचते हैं अरे अगर हम ये अपने लिए करते हैं हम कहीं सेल्फिश तो नहीं हो रहे हैं. So I actually will just say two lines from one of my blogs, which was on receiving, the art of receiving.
Mm-hmm.
It reads that to love yourself is not selfish. To love only yourself is. For me, that's very important. To
Mm-hmm.
fight for your rights is not selfish. To crush someone else's is. To care
True.
for yourself is not selfish. To ignore others is. So for me,
Lovely,
things
lovely,
revolve
beautiful.
around this, that just because आप अपना ख्याल रख रहे हो या अपने लिए कुछ कर रहे हो, it does not make you selfish. That is very required because you cannot give from an empty cup. You have to be happy to give happiness, right?
True, true. Beautifully said, Khyati. Blogging, कैसे आपने शुरुआत करी उसकी?
So I used to write school में, college में काफी अपने like school newsletters के लिए and stuff. But कहीं in the journey, I think वो थोड़ा सा backseat ले लिया था. जिस साल हम US मूव हुए, I fractured my ankle and I was on bed for a few weeks. And
Okay.
that's when, my husband, he was like, पता, it's been so long, तूने लिखा नहीं है कुछ, why don't you just try? And वहाँ से this new journey of blogging began. And then, yeah, I think it was just another one thing that I'd probably put on the back burner and not realized. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, got back to it.
We've heard this a lot that when you write something on a piece of paper, when you hold on to that pen and write it down on a piece of paper, it just gives you um, a different kind of a clarity in your mind because you're kind of, putting down your emotions and thoughts on the piece of paper. How is it like, you've been writing for so long, बचपन में भी जैसे आपने बताया आप लिखा करती थी. You think there are some advantages of writing down things or it helps in any way?
मुझे पर्सनली बहुत हेल्प करता है एंड you might feel this is obsolete, but although मैं कभी कभी बहुत कोशिश करती हूँ कि मैं लैपटॉप खोलकर टाइप करके अपना ब्लॉग लिखूं, but somehow when I sit with my pen and paper, that the flow of thoughts जो तब होता है ना कि you're just like फटाफट फटाफट स्क्रिबल कर रहे हो, एंड पता जब लिख रहे हो ना कभी कभी यू डोंट इवन रियलाइज कि कौन से इमोशंस हैं, क्या थॉट्स हैं आपके अंदर, और वो दे आर जस्ट फ्लोइंग, वो बाहर आ रहे हैं, एंड आप खुद एक अलग पर्सपेक्टिव से जो आप मे बी अदरवाइज यू वुडंट रियलाइज, बट जब आप उस स्पेस में होते हो देन द थॉट्स जस्ट फ्लो, और बहुत
Mm-hmm.
डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव्स टुवर्ड्स सिचुएशंस, इंसिडेंट्स और लाइफ इन जनरल जस्ट कम फॉरवर्ड. So yeah, I mean, I'd say for anybody who even enjoys writing a little bit, you should definitely pick the pen and paper sometimes.
That's lovely. I think it's wonderful, Khyati, what you're doing. आपकी पूरी journey जिस तरीके से बचपन से you were taught to give back to the society. It has helped you a lot. Your positive attitude towards life is wonderful. You've been into this field, a glamorous field, for quite many years. You worked there. You were still grounded. You came here. You are giving back to the society in many different ways now again. So thank you so much for doing that, Khyati. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Avni. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And yeah, thank you for inspiring so many of us. All the great stories that are on the show, and you yourself are a great inspiration. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Khyati.